Video games are big business in Brazil. The growing market is also a magnet for international companies who want to expand in Latin America. But local businesses hope to profit as well. Paulo Cabral has this.
These thousands of aficionados don't mind the crowds or the long lines if it means trying the latest games and gadgets from the video game industry. According to organizers of the Brazil Game Show, they expect up to 250,000 visitors at this year's event in São Paulo. Some who come here are just curious, but others want to make a career out of it, like this 26-year-old who's studying video games development.
When I was a teenager, I would get back home from school and spend my days playing video games. When I realized I could have a career from this, making my living off video games, I decided to throw myself in and bet everything on it.
The success of this fair is one example of the huge potential of this consumer market. Local companies are eager to get a bigger share of the business.
A recent survey by PricewaterhouseCoopers indicates Brazil is the fourth largest market for video games in the world, in an industry dominated by large international brands. Among local video games companies, almost three-quarters are small businesses with revenue up to $100,000 per year. Slightly more than 20% have revenue between $100,000 and $1 million. Just 4% can be considered relatively big companies with more than $1 million in revenue. The founder of the fair, also one of Brazil's biggest collectors of video games, says there is room for Brazilian companies to grow.
Nowadays we have more than 200 companies in Brazil with more than 4,000 developers, professionals in Brazil, and many universities preparing more professionals for the near future. And especially nowadays, we have smartphones and tablets growing in Brazil, and the developers of Brazil well prepared to develop for this kind of platforms.
Garage 227 is one of the startup developers. For them, the fair is an opportunity to reach out to old and new customers and big companies.
One thing is very important for indie developers is to be open to the public. People can come here and talk to us. They can email me, they can send Facebook, they can be part of the process of the creation of the game. And a game that they want to play and not be made by the big guys. The big guys want us to make these games so they can sell on their platforms.
Video game analysts believe there is room for smaller businesses to compete if they find the right target. Paulo Cabral, CCTV, São Paulo, Brazil.